Hi, Susan. It's Jamie. I'm so happy to be here with you today as you get ready to go live with your very first blog post on Moonbeam Initiative. Super exciting. And I know that you can do this. It really is just a matter of getting it down, right? It's a routine. So I know you can do it, and I'm thrilled to be here with you. And before you know it, you're going to be blogging away without even looking at the little cheat sheets. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is to go to your login page for your website. This is a private page just for you as the administrator of your site. This is not for the public, but it's the http moonbeaminitiative.com /WP-admin. So that's WordPress-admin. So you'll see it's WP-admin. So that's your page, and that's where you always log in to get into the inner workings of your website. When you get there, you're going to have a login page that looks just like this. So it's the WordPress login page, and it looks the same for everyone. So you're going to use your username, which is Susan Berger. All lowercases, no spaces, capitals, periods, hyphens, nothing. It's just Susan Berger, and that's your username. Then you're going to type in your password. When you do that, you're just going to see a series of dots, and that's for your protection and security. The word is vitality, all lower cases, the word vitality. We can change that password anytime you want to, so you're not stuck with it. I like to check the box that says remember me. Only do this if it's a computer that only you use, because it's going to save your username and password so the next person can log on without typing it in. So you'd never do it at like a public, computer, like at the library. So now you're taken to the dashboard, which is your website at a glance. And it's kind of everything that's going on at once. There's very little here that you need to concern yourself with. We're simply looking to write a blog post. So you'll see on the left-hand side where it says posts, media, links, pages, comments. That's where we're going to go. And so you'll see the one that says posts, and you'll click that blue word posts, and now it's taking you to your page about all of your posts. If you had a bunch of posts, they would show here in a list by title, but you do not have any blog posts currently, and so it's going to be the very first one. Up at the top where it says post, you'll see that little button. It says add new, and that's what we want to do. We want to add a new post. So you click that button, and now you're taken to the add a new post page where it has a space for a title, and then that big box is where you're going to type or put in all of your text. And so this is how this is going to get started. The very first thing you need to do is to put in a title. I would start there. If you don't put a title first, funny things happen and it doesn't always show up correctly. I've learned that the hard way. So the first thing you want to do is to type your blog post title in that little box. Now, when you do that, it is suggested to use keywords, which are words that you know your readers often type into Google for a search, like the word laughter or something. You don't have to concern yourself with that a lot right now. It's something we can work on. I'm not really good at it yet, but it's just something to know about. The computer is then going to give you a permalink. You didn't have to do anything to make this appear. It just happens. This is the address where this particular blog post lives. You don't need to do anything with it. You might use it if you were going to link directly to the blog post, but it's really just something that happens behind the scenes. Over on the right-hand side, you have your publishing options. As you're working, you can save the draft. As you're working, you can click to preview the draft to kind of see what it's going to look like when it goes live. I'd leave the status and the visibility alone. The only other thing is the publishing option, which is to either publish immediately, in which case the blue button says publish, or you can choose to schedule your post for a future date. So you could select to say, anytime in the future. This is extremely handy if you know you're going to be away, or if you wanted to pre-schedule things like you knew that you had an upcoming program and you wanted to market it. So if it wasn't going to be until July, you could go ahead and put that information in now, and it goes on military time, so 22:35, I guess, what would that be? Like 11 something in the evening or something. So that's your option. And then, of course, the red is always to move it to the trash in case you make a mistake. So under that, you'll see categories, and currently you have 2 categories. You always, always, always want to choose the blog for your blog posts, because that's the ones that will show up on your blog page. If you don't check blog, then your blog post will not show up. So again, you can't do this wrong. You can always come back and change that later. Now looking back to the center of the page with that big box where you're going to put your text for your post, you'll see 2 little tabs on the right-hand side. It says Visual or HTML. HTML is the computer language, which neither of us know very well, right? So we just always want to select or choose or click that little visual word, and that's going to change it to, as you type, what you're typing is what you'll see. So if you're seeing something that appears really funny, it's probably because you're on HTML, and just choose the word visual so that you'll type and get what you're typing. Alright, so now you've got this little dashboard, let's say, of icons that allow you to change up the text and make it look more reader friendly and do different things to it. So the very first thing we're going to want to do is to get some text into the box, and then I'll walk you through what those little buttons are all for. So you can, well, I guess there's two options really of getting text onto your post. You can type in the text. So if you were writing a new post from scratch and you just wanted to type away, you could start typing. Many times though, I'm guessing, and to be efficient, you may already have things written in articles or emails or something else somewhere else on your computer. You don't have to retype it. You can go there and copy it. So what you would choose is that little clipboard with the letter T. And so you would go to wherever you have that post, and or I shouldn't say post, but the other text, right? So you would copy and cut that text just like you would for anything else. Then you'd come back to here, and when you click that little clipboard with the letter T, this little box pops up, and then you can right click in the box and click to paste the information, and then choose the button insert, and it will insert that text into your post. So you save yourself a bunch of time if you already had it written. I would always use the clipboard with the T, that's for text. The clipboard with the W is for Word documents only, and I think since you have a Mac it might not come out all that pretty. So there you are. It could already be inserted and you won't have to retype things, which is a huge time saver. So those little buttons, probably you're familiar with a lot of them already. The B would bold the text. So you would highlight the text you want to modify, and B bolds it. I would italicize it. You've got bullet points and numbering. You can center justify it. The link allows you to link to a web page, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. You've got the spell checker in the ABC. The U underlines things. The paragraph allows you to change the size of the text, and the down arrow next to the letter A allows you to change the color. Then the right and the left arrows allow you to undo and redo a mistake in case you made one. And that little horseshoe looking thing is actually for special symbols in case you ever need a special symbol. So here's a sample of text, and if I highlight that sample of text and then choose that little arrow next to the word paragraph, it pre-formats now different sizes, and this is just so that you don't have to remember what size you used. And if I were to highlight that word sample and choose the letter A, that little arrow next to it, now I've got my color palette where I can again now change the colors of the words if you wanted to do that as well. So here I've changed it to, that beautiful vibrant blue. So that's just going to allow you to modify some of the text, which makes it a lot easier for the readers to read as they're kind of going through it when you've got different sizing and bullet points and things. Now, about that linking, you would highlight the text that you want to link to, and then you would choose the link that's not broken, so the link of the chain that's not broken. And so there, I tried to get a better image for you. You've got a link, and then if you wanted to break the link, you would do the opposite. But when you choose that little link chain, now this box pops up and it says, okay, Susan, I know the word that you want me to link to. Now where do you want me to link it to? So you have to give it the URL, which is just the address. And so say you were typing, and you wanted to link to my website. You would then put in the www.jamienovak.com. You leave the title box blank, and now you have the option to open in a new window. You see that little box where you can check to open in a new window? That just means they'll never leave your site. As the reader's reading it and they click that link, it will open a new page but leave your website up, which I always like to do that option. Now we get to the fun part of inserting a photo, a video, or some music. So I'm going to show you how you could do that with a photo. So you see where it says upload and insert, there's a little picture of a camera. You click that, and now it says to add a media file from your computer. So now this is a random image. Hang on. We're going to get back to the whole, okay, here we are. So now you're going to choose to select the file. See that little center button that says select files? So you choose that select file, and now you're going to go onto the computer wherever you saved that file. Whenever I've got a picture that I want to insert, I always save it on my desktop so I can find it. So now I chose the Susan picture, and so you have your choice of full size, and then at the bottom it says insert into post. So when you insert into post, now the picture comes up, and there's your beautiful photo. So that's how you can get a photo from your computer into your web post. And so now you're ready to publish. Back over on the right hand side, if you chose to publish immediately, you'll see the publish button. If you scheduled it, then you'll see the schedule button. And so go ahead, and this is your time to go ahead and publish it. Now when we go to your web page, now we're out of the preview, and now we're actually at Moonbeam Initiative, and we clicked the word blog. There's the first blog post, which is live. That has your picture with the title. I didn't put the text, but you'll see where it says posted and all of that. And so there's your first one. So now when you log back in to that dashboard, remember initially when we chose the word posts on the left hand side, and I said there'd be a list of posts. Now you'll see there's the very first blog post. If you were to choose quick edit under that, it allows you to take off the option of allowing comments. So you'll see where it says allow comments and the box is checked. If you didn't want people to comment on that post, which I'm not sure why you wouldn't, but if you didn't, that's the way that you would remove that option. So there's a list of your posts, and you can also do a trash from here. So if you decided you made a mistake, you could click it. Up at the top, you choose trash, apply, and then it's gone. So it's disappeared, and no one, will be the wiser that you had it up there. So if you ever changed your mind, now when you went back to the website, you might see that it's still there, and that's just because it was there from before. So you'd have to refresh your website or log to your website again, and when you did that, you would see that there were no posts. So if you ever were to remove something, you refresh and you'll see that it's taken out of the lineup of your blog posts. So that's it. You have posted your first blog post. You did it. Congratulations on posting the very first one of many, because I know you have so much to say to all of your readers, and I can't wait to see what you're going to post first. It's been great to be here on this journey with you, and if you've got questions along the way, just send them to me. But I think that hopefully this was pretty self-explanatory, and you've got it. I'm so excited for you. Well, congratulations, Susan.